Welcome back to Mud Lake Ranch. Today we're here with the Browning High Power in 40 Smith & Wesson. This is the last project that John Moses Browning worked on prior to his death, and he didn't actually finish it. It was finished by his team. This gun is a gigantic piece of American history and world history. This was actively used by over 50 countries in their militaries, and it was produced from 1935 up until 2022. So it has a long-running history. And one of the reasons it was called the High Power is back in 1935 when this was being dreamed up, it had a 13+1 magazine in 9mm, and that was actually considered high capacity at the time. It was groundbreaking innovation back then. It is an all-metal frame, and this is my first time actually handling this firearm. Actually, it's my first time ever shooting 40 Smith & Wesson as well. I've only shot 9mm up until now on 22, but in 357, but never had shot a 40, so this was my first opportunity to do so. This gun is on loan to us for a couple of hours from a friend of the channel. Up until about the 1970s, this gun was the benchmark for capacity, reliability, and accuracy. It's actually been used in competition, even though it's really a combat gun. This gun is clear. Just for demonstration purposes, the serial number is on the inside of the hand grip, so to read the serial number, you have to point the gun towards your head, which is completely awkward. The first three numbers and letter combination is the code for the caliber. So this one is 2W5, which means 40 Smith & Wesson. The next two letter combination is the year it was made. This one is NW, standing for 1994. So this gun was made in 1994, so it is a later model. Later models, meaning not, war models, have improved sights. They have an ambidextrous safety, so it's on both sides here. The older models would fire with or without the magazine. So this has a magazine safety as well as the ambidextrous manual safety up top here. This gun has excellent styling. It actually fits the hand really well. My thumb rides up on this little raised area of the hand grip very nicely under the beaver tail cut right there. It's not as aggressive beaver tail as some modern guns, but it is nice, and it really feels fine in the hand. Slightly narrower grip than I expected out of a 40 cal, and a narrower slide than I would have expected out of a 40 cal. And one of my biggest surprises is when I tried to rack the slide, and you need to eat your Wheaties. That's not like modern handguns. It's a tight spring, and in the takedown process, if you ever get an opportunity to do that, the spring is the biggest pain in the butt that there is on this gun. Your slide catch is located right here, and catches right on the slide there. Let's see, it has an additional. Yeah, you can get the safety up in there too if you wanted to. Crazy. So that might actually be to help aid in the takedown of this firearm, but I'm not positive. It's my first time. Definitely ahead of its time in styling. It's a fantastic looking firearm. You'll notice on the rear the slide serrations are not very aggressive at all, and up front they're 100% absent, and this entire slide is extremely slick compared to modern firearms that are boxier and more aggressive with serrations all over the place. And your grip texturing is only in these small portions on each side and no texturing anywhere else on this firearm. Everybody's truly grateful for all of the great firearms inventions of John Moses Browning, and we're going to get to shoot one of his final invention projects right now. Alright, we're back from the range. Finally had the opportunity to fire this masterpiece of a handgun by John Moses Browning. 40 Smith & Wesson, first time under my belt. I might have shot it at range days, but I don't know who was loading with 40. Getting a little bit of rain and thunder, but we're in underneath cover here anyway. I grade guns on three different things. Practicality, which includes availability, price, and whether or not it's a usable firearm. This gun is almost unattainable in this configuration. You can find some of them on auction sites, but given that it hasn't been produced in a couple of years and the age of a lot of the firearms are very collectible. So this in 40 is rarer, in my opinion, than 9mm. So practicality, it's effective for what it does. Jeez, for use in combat, it's a proven handgun. It's been maybe surpassed by modern firearms. But practicality score, people will be pissed if I give it something too low, so we're going to stay up there. We're going to go with 8. The only reason I'm giving it some points off of my 10-point score is a lack of availability and the price. If you want to get into this thing, you're going to have to get deep into your wallet. I'm not going to get into how much they cost at auction, but they're not wallet friendly. Second, on accuracy, these things are known for their accuracy, so I'm going to rate that around 8.5, 9. It's not a modern target gun. But it is a sophisticated combat gun, and it is super accurate, even with just these improved sights and no red dot option for this. And finally, on coolness factor, I love old stuff, and this thing is really cool. I'm going to give this a 7.6 on coolness factor, only because it isn't modern, but I love cool old guns. It is semi-automatic. It does come in higher capacity than a 10 round that we're using here, and its sleek styling is so cool. Like thinking of it like the rain's distracting me. This type of gun is something that you're going to want to show your friends and talk about, and they're going to want to get an opportunity to shoot it. So, with all that said, I'm loving this gun, and thank you for letting me shoot it today. Thank you for watching this episode of Mud Lake Ranch on the Browning High Power in 40 Smith & Wesson. If you found this video useful, helpful, or interesting, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for watching this episode of Mud Lake Ranch on the High Point. It's not a high point, high power. Thank you for watching this episode of Mud Lake Ranch on the High Power and what brand is this? Browning. Thank you for Thank you for watching this episode of Mud Lake Ranch on the Browning High Power. Welcome back to Mud Lake Ranch. Today we're here with the Smith & Wesson. It's not the Smith & Wesson. Let's start over.